The final season of the BBC drama Peaky Blinders came out this year. After 6 seasons, the show is finished. We are anxiously awaiting a movie. There's been no release date, just kind of rumors about this movie coming out. So I'm very curious to see where that will go. If you've seen the finale of season 6, you know the fate of Tommy's character. I really enjoyed the show. You can check out my reactions to the entire 6 seasons on my channel. Today, I'm going to do a character analysis of none other than Tommy Shelby. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more analysis of characters from this show. Who's your favorite? I definitely have some favorites from this show. Or if you want to see more content like this, let me know down below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. So here is a quick look at Tommy Shelby, the mastermind behind Peaky Blinders. The BBC crime drama captured the attention of audiences around the world. Set in the 1900s, we follow this crime family and this gangster drama of the Shelbys in Birmingham, England. The leader of this family is Tommy Shelby, played by Cillian Murphy. Now, Tommy is a very complicated character. He's ruthless, he's intelligent, and he's driven. Here is a quick analysis of Tommy Shelby and all the things that make him tick. Tommy is a complicated character who's risen from poverty to become one of the most powerful men in Birmingham. He is a man of many contradictions. He is both intelligent and impulsive, calculating and emotional, cruel and compassionate. Tommy Shelby is a man of many contrasts. On one hand, he is a loving husband and father, and on the other hand, he is a cold-blooded killer. He's both streetwise and sophisticated, and he's both brilliant and impulsive. And I think it's these contradictions that make Tommy Shelby such an interesting character to watch. I think one of the more intriguing things about Tommy Shelby's character is that these contradictions exist within him. He is a man of violence who dreams of peace, a criminal mastermind who yearns for respectability, and a leader who desires nothing more than to be left alone. On one hand, we have Tommy, this intelligent and strategic thinker. He's always 2 steps ahead of his enemies, whether it's rival gangs or the police. He definitely has a knack for seeing opportunities where others only see problems, and he's always looking for ways to turn a situation into his advantage. For example, when rival gang leader Billy Kimber threatens to take over Birmingham, Tommy sets up a fall that eventually leads to Kimber's arrest and eventual downfall. But then on the other hand, you have Tommy, who's also emotional and impulsive. He often lets his heart lead his head, and that gets him in trouble time and time again. For instance, his love for Grace leads him to commit several murders, and unfortunately ultimately leads to the untimely death of Grace as well. And of course, his desire to seek revenge against Inspector Campbell leads him to make some very risky decisions that put not only himself but his loved ones in danger. And we've seen that before. He has no problem sacrificing the needs of others if it means he gets what he wants as an end result, whether that's selfish or, trying to do what's best for everybody. And perhaps the most contradictory part of Tommy's character is he has great compassion but also great cruelty within him. As we see in later seasons, he's creating homes for orphans and is trying to stand up for the underdog, because I feel like that's something he still relates to. No matter how successful his crime career becomes, he still feels like that has a part of him. He always wants to protect those who cannot protect themselves, but he's also capable of unspeakable violence, as we've seen in the countless murders throughout the season. I have no idea how many people he's killed across 6 seasons. It's a lot. It's insane. The violence in this show is definitely there. And I think one of the things that makes Tommy such a successful criminal is his ability to think long term. While other gangsters may be focused on the short term and making quick money through illegal activities, Tommy always has his eye on the bigger picture. And he knows there's more money to be made through legitimate businesses, and we see him strive towards that towards the end of the later seasons as well. He's got this horse racing we see in the first few seasons, then he's got the factories, obviously that also allows him a place to launder his ill-gotten goods and helps him legitimize his wealth. Another one of Tommy's defining qualities is his ruthlessness, something I think we see him maybe take a new page at the end of the series, at the end of season 6. I'd like to hope that's where his character was heading as he rides off, into the sunset basically on his horse. I'd like to think he was starting over, but he's definitely not afraid to kill anyone that gets in his way, whether it's a rival gangster or, as we saw even with Michael, a member of his own family. His willingness to kill definitely helps serve his goals in this 1920s world of Birmingham, and it also makes him one of the most feared men of the city. Tommy Shelby is truly a fascinating character and always seems to be 10 steps ahead of his enemies. We had that one season where him and Mosley, and he was trying to set up that assassination, and for a second there you weren't sure what the fate of his character was going to be, and you thought maybe he had finally met his match, and that's what he said his undoing would be when he found someone he couldn't beat. He's charming and charismatic, and that definitely helps him get whatever he wants, but beneath that I think is a darkness in his character, and the darkness was born out of necessity, the way he grew up, and he kind of had to become tough and build this reputation. He grew up in poverty and violence and saw his friends die around him, also suffering from PTSD from his time serving in World War I. He has that speech with Arthur where he says basically they've been living on borrowed time and this is all just extra. They thought they were going to die in France, and then when they came home, you know, they kind of had to adjust to being back to normal life. We definitely saw that play out a lot in season 1 as well. He definitely makes his own choices to live this life and chooses this act of violence and this life of illegal crime, and he always seems to come out on top as well. You can definitely say he's a survivor, and he will do anything it takes to keep his family safe, whether it means unaliving people, crime, nothing will get in his way. While Tommy can be cold and calculating, he's also capable of empathy and compassion. I think this is best shown in his relationship with Grace. Although we find out Grace obviously had other intentions when she first met Tommy, Tommy and Grace still fall in love, and Tommy does everything he can to protect her. I feel like their relationship is one of his happiest times throughout the series, although it is a very short-lived amount of time. I feel like Grace's untimely death is a catalyst for a lot of things that happen throughout the show. His relationship later on with Lizzie, I don't think he feels that way about Lizzie. I think he still cares about her, but I think Grace was his one true love, and I don't feel like anybody will be able to replace that. The few times we see Tommy open up is with Grace, and I feel like her loss is something he could never get past and is a huge turning point for his character. In conclusion, Tommy Shelby is one of the most compelling characters. He's so intelligent, charismatic, deeply flawed, and deeply human. It's this combination that makes him so fascinating to watch. If you're not already watching Peaky Blinders, I highly recommend it. All 6 seasons are on Netflix, and you can check out my reactions to the entire series on my YouTube channel. I think his character's many contradictions make him intriguing and very relatable. It will be interesting to see how his character develops in the Peaky Blinders movie whenever that comes out. Like I said, at the end of season 6, his character was just kind of left ambiguous. He takes off. We don't really know where he goes, what he does. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where that character will go. Tommy Shelby is a complex character who constantly surprises his viewers. Even in season 6, when he walks away from unaliving the doctor, he's reminded of his time in World War I, you know, a time for peace. And I think that's a huge change for his character because he had every opportunity to do this. The guy had lied to him about this illness that he thought he had for the entire season, basically. And he had just about taken his own life based on the information this doctor had provided. So to me, that shows a huge change in his character. He's definitely a man who's 2 steps ahead of his rivals, and that's definitely what makes him dangerous, but also such a fascinating character to watch as well. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of Tommy Shelby? Is he a cold-blooded killer? Is he, you know, calculated? Is he charismatic? Which pieces do you think best represent his character? And let me know if you want to see more content like this, or if there's other characters from the show that you want me to do an analysis of. But thank you so much for watching, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Is that dynamite? That's interesting that he gets a watch and he's like taking him under his wing, or just to put the fear in somebody. He just loves the power that he has over people, I guess. What's in that punch bowl? I'm guessing he wants to use his boat to transport more than people. Cool transition though, to go from the tunnels to the bathtub. Monster through and through.